All right, part two. I had to do it quick because I can keep my same vein of what I've been thinking about. It's Mickey, and I'm finishing up this part two of communication bridges here in America, and this is part of my Defund the Police series because these are solutions that Mickey's been thinking about and came up with to establish ideas that could possibly be a breakthrough. You know what I'm saying, to somebody's life. You know, because like I said, we just want to teach some people how to fish. You know what I mean, and to catch some other folks, that let them know that, man, all of this stuff can be changed if we will follow some different patterns that haven't been created. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear nobody talking about this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what comes from Mickey's heart. You know what I mean? And so this is part two of communication bridges here in America, and this is part of my Defund the Police series. And I just wanted to give some solutions and finish on about communication, because like I said, back when Nimrod was building the Tower of Babel, the people were one. You know what I mean? And they wanted to make a name for themselves. Remember, so they wouldn't be scattered across the earth. And so they begin to build the tower, and they, instead of using stone, they use brick. And instead of mortar, they use tar. They use mortar. You know, they use something strong. They use the strongest materials that would allow it to stand. You know what I'm saying? It was a bad idea in the first place, but they were one. They were on one accord, just like how we are now, on one accord. We're on one accord with all of this steal, kill, and destroy. You know, everybody's agreeing with that. You got the political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, who should step in and calm these folks, because kill, steal, and destroy is not no part of the law. You'll go to jail for those things. You'll get prosecuted for those things. But because people of color have been maimed and destroyed since the beginning. Cain killed Abel. You know, both of them were Hebrew Negroes. You know what I'm saying? But the establishment has allowed these things to transpire, which was now meaning that people are in agreement. When you're in agreement, that means you're on one accord with someone else. That's why how can two walk together unless they be in agreement? You understand? Because they can't. I mean, people, if you're not in agreement with me and I want to go right and you want to go left, we're going to split up. You feel what I'm saying? The way we're in agreement is if you want to go left and I want to go left. You feel me? That's how we agree. So, especially the Democratic Party, they about the Romans. Remember I told you in one of my other videos, they're Romans. They're the Roman sect. They are the ones of the Romans. Yes. Back in the Colosseum, they're the one that were burning Christians and killing Christians and hanging them and putting them on crosses and doing crazy stuff to the Hebrews. Yes. Looking like Mickey, you know what I'm saying? So they are the face of Planned Parenthood, abortion, sacrificing to Molech, Chemosh, and all of these underworld gods that are a part of Satan's crew. Lucifer, you know, the fallen cherubim in heaven, they are part of his crew. And like I said, Planned Parenthood is the abortion act of America, who Margaret Sanger started it for the extermination of the Hebrew, the black, or what you consider black, the Negro. But like I said, I only say the black is to associate you to understand it's not my nationality, because my nationality is a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew Negro. But the people in America has associated themselves with black because of the establishment has put that out in communications that you're not a Negro, because when you were a Negro, we were so close back to being a Hebrew, and they didn't want you to be anywhere near of knowing who you are. So they established you with the whole total nationality, and we've accepted it. we've accepted that we're black, which we're not. We're not black. You know what I'm saying? We're not black. We're not Ethiopian. We're not Assyrian. We're not those black races that comes from Ham, the Canaanites, you know, the Jebusites and all. That's why God destroyed a lot of them folks, because they weren't the real folk. They weren't the real people. But because of the communication bridges that were built in America, the Negro or the Hebrew of America, was not allowed to know who his ancestry, because that's when the true breakthroughs and the true change would happen. That because we only been heard about a little bit. We were once kings and all that. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? And some people adopt that, and some people, because the communication bridges always lead you back to a destination of this mammon God, because the mammon God wants you to worry about money. He don't want you to worry about who you are, because money is that's the thing that make things real for most folks. Listen to me now. Listen to Mickey, because it's all about communication. Everybody believe through communication that money is the thing. Like, that's why people say money is the root of all evil, but the Bible don't say that, because the Bible gives you the truth. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. So are you willing to cast out your brother and kill, steal, and destroy for it? And most people are. That's why we're doing what we're doing today, is because we're more focused on the dollar sign. We're in a pandemic. Today is July 8th. 8th. See, that's when you know it is. July 8th. 2020, and we are still talking about you got all of these YouTube videos, commercials that talk about make this amount of money from home, make this, everybody talking about money, when the money is not real. It's not real. This is fiat money. This is fake. It takes 11 cents to make $100 bill. See, I dealt with the girl. I dealt with the girl who basically she ordered the world's money. She taught me about all the things that happen, you know, what goes on in the Federal Reserve Board, and how it operates, and how they make money off the money that we deem so high, and we want to kill somebody over $200 when it's really 22 cents. Because it's a thing called seigniorage. And what they do is they add how much money the money truly costs to the amount to print it. Well, and then they use their resources to get, like it costs them 11 cents, but they'll charge you $100 for a $100 bill, when the $100 bill is really 11 cents. And because it costs more to make coin money than regular paper money. See, but you don't understand who you are, so you don't see the whole bigger picture, to where the communication lies, to where if you'd knew back in the Bible, in Deuteronomy 28, where God told Moses, your people will go to Egypt again in ships. And they will become slaves, and no man will be willing to buy them. But while they're over there in Egypt, they're going to serve the God of wood and stone. That's the communication God gave to Moses' people, who were us, the Hebrew, the Negro. Because you know Moses was a Negro. That's why Miriam, his sister, got mad when he married an Ethiopian, a black woman. People say Miriam and all that, she was Caucasian. Because she got mad at Moses, her brother. Remember, Aaron and Miriam was Moses' brother and sister, because Moses was the Hebrew who grew up in Pharaoh's house, the Egyptian house, the black people house. Follow me. Mickey giving you the truth. See, people don't want to tell you the truth. That's why they still continue to give you these same looping truths. These looping, I don't want to say truths because they're not true, They give you the same looping radio and this looping television, and that's why you see the same commercials. If you got symptoms for this, that's what you need. They selling prescription drugs because it's a looping, and then next thing you know, you get a slight headache. Oh man, I got that same. Let me go get this triazolone. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you hooked on triazolone, and you up there like you on heroin. You know, these different forms of these are barbiturates and but anyway, let me get back to what Miriam was she was Moses' sister, right? And when Miriam married the Ethiopian woman, Moses married the Ethiopian woman. Miriam was hot. She was mad because she married Moses, who was a Hebrew, a Negro, like he looked just like me. He married a black woman. And Miriam was hot. She was mad. Talk about what and God gave her leprosy. Remember? Because she had to sit out the camp for 7 days. God said it was so bad that if it was her father, he would have spit in her face. That's what God said, man. See, people don't read. They don't tell you the truth. But Miriam was a Negro. She looked like me. She looked like my sister. I got a sister. She a Negro too. But she associated herself being black too. You know. Because they don't know, you know what I'm saying? The young, I'm the baby, you know, as far as my group, because my father, I didn't know him, but he had other kids too, right? But listen, I know my baby brother too from him, but she was a Negro and she got mad because Moses married a black woman. So I'm telling you, the Egyptians, they were black people. They the ones that sold us into slavery. They're the ones that sold the Negro, the Hebrew. They the one that had us as slaves in Egypt. Who you think built Egypt? Who you think built America? The same people. The same people, because God told Moses, like I told you in the beginning, Moses, your people will go again into Egypt in ships. And they will serve the God of wood and stone. We're serving money. Diamonds is a gemstone. Jewelry, gold, all of these stones. Gold is a stone. Gold ain't your Rolex watch. When you get gold in its pure, it's a stone. We serving all of these things, man. We killing off because of the communications that we've been listening to and hearing. All of our 5 senses. Those are communication antennas, your 5 senses. That's why he was telling the woman at the well, I'm giving you water. The water that you drink from me, it's a well springing from the inside. A man will never have to drink again. Because go get your 5 husbands. Those senses, because a husband is a controlling the husband is the head of the household, supposedly. Listen now to what the whole, if you deem that that verse in the Bible where Jesus had the Samaritan woman at the well and he was talking to her about he was thirsty, telling her, you know, give me something to drink. And she was telling him how deep it was. See, the communication is deep in her mind because it's so deep. And you don't understand because you don't got a bucket to get some of this water that I've been drinking. Follow me now, because you got to understand it's a spiritual connotation to these biblical truths that Jesus gives. But most people see it in the carnal because they don't know how to operate in the spirit because they haven't been born again. They haven't been born again. So when Jesus talks, it's like it's over top of people's head because they're dead. That's why he said, let the dead bury the dead, because they don't have a spiritual understanding. He told someone who was one of the wisest of the law, teachers of the law, Nicodemus. Yeah, he told him, you got to be born again. But let me get back to the woman at the well. So she was telling him, according to her communication, he wouldn't understand it. You see what I'm saying? It's too deep. It's too deep. You ain't even got no bucket to get none of this ABC News, to get none of this CNN news that I've been getting. But what did Jesus tell her? What did Jesus tell her? He told her, look, the stuff I got, If a man would drink it, he'll never have to come here to this well again. And she was intrigued by that because she been coming to the same couch, sitting down, watching the same television for 6 and 8 hours a day. Most people would get off work and watch television for 4 or 5 hours instead of getting to know themselves and creating a different communication that we can all establish ourselves on as far as knowing yourself, knowing how you can operate under a new change attitude, a new divine right to drive your car down this different street that Mickey's paving. You feel what I'm saying? So she told him, look, this is deep. This is too deep. Jesus said, wait a minute. The water that I give, if you drink from it, you'll never thirst again. And she said, give me some of that water, because she's tired. We've been doing the same looping. She was tired of coming back and forth to the well. Listen now. Martin Luther King striving for nonviolence. I said that we got to be nonviolent in these last days because we all got to know that we're one individual under God in heaven. Nonviolent, but I'm going back and forth. Boom, same thing happened. Lynching, dogs biting, hoes. They was hosing the Negro. They was killing us. Police killing us and doing all that back in the 60s, 50s. They were doing it. They were lynching and doing all this crazy stuff. Even back in the 1800s, when the Willie Lynch program came out on the rivers of the James River. You know what I'm saying? So back and forth. But Jesus told her, and look, the reason that it's in there is because he's speaking to the part of her. Listen now. That is of the world. See, listen, cause she keep running back and forth up this, cause she was like, give me some of that water so I ain't gotta keep coming to this well. You see what I'm saying? Give me some of that water, and Mickey is giving it to you if you would just believe and listen and comprehend and hear it, you know. So he said, go get your husbands, your 5 husbands. Go get your husbands. Yeah, go get your husband. He ain't say husbands because he showed her that he knew what her outlet was connected to. See, listen, because it's all about communications. So Jesus was telling her, look, I know what you connected to, but go get your husband. Because your husband is your connection. It's your head of your household. And she said, I don't have a husband. See, that's why she was open to everything. See, because when you most of the time you single and you dating, you go out on different dates with different personalities until you find the one that you like. You feel what I'm saying? So most of the time we go from CNN to MSNBC to all of these other outlets to give us the information that we need, the water, because it's all information is water. Because it quenches your thirst when you hear the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that what we've been drinking has been tainted, and we need a filter. Miki Blik, I'm telling you, I'm giving you something, man, that if you would get out your pencils, like I said, a short pencil is better than a long memory, or listen to this over and over and over, you'll gather some comprehension it's different from what they've been teaching, because they've been teaching the same thing and we've been arriving to the same destination over and over and over and over again. And now it's time for true change. I'm not talking about that Obama change. No. I'm not talking about Obama change. You know, the change in which we as a people can establish ourselves and rise up from the ashes as the phoenix did. But if we would establish a new world order, because that's what that's what Obamacare was. It was a part of the new world order. It's a part of the mark of the beast. It was a part of Bill Gates' system. You know what I'm saying? The Obamacare was unconstitutional, but it was about putting that chip up in you. And that was Obamacare. That was what it was all about, putting that chip up in you. Yeah, what Joe Biden said back in 2005. Yeah, to John Roberts at the swearing in of the of the Supreme Court justice. Yeah, that's what it was about. But see, now we've come to a point where we understand that his communication wasn't for us. It was for the alphabet society, which is that Google. See, when I say alphabet, I ain't trying to deem anybody down, um, or talk about homosexuals and gays and all that. No, Mickey ain't do it because I told you I love the person. I just hate the sin, like God. I hate the sin. Um, that's just a part of it. And I speak about the sin. And if you wrap yourself up in that situation, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your lifestyle, the sin that's in it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but I want to tell them the truth that, the lake of fire is left for those who believe in that. So I don't want them to go. I want to give you the truth. I don't. You're going to crucify me anyway. Like, tell me I'm crucified because I don't agree. But getting back on the communication, and that's another part of communication. I'm coming in love always, no matter where the place is located, no matter what the situation is, no matter how it goes down. At the foundation of Miki Blik and my whole video log, my whole platform is situated on love. My MikiBlik.com is built on love. It's built on the foundation of truth. It's built on that it's no longer a color involved. It's good or evil that's involved. You understand? And if you look through the eyes of Miki Blik, you'll see that the communication bridges that were built from the beginning has led us to a destination that we've been looping, going back and forth, like the woman at the well, back and forth. And we have not established the water in which Jesus wanted us to have, which he said the well springing from within us, which is the Holy Spirit. When it's all said and done, it's the Holy Spirit that gives you that foreverness or that everlasting life. You understand? So, and I have him. Yes, he's inside of me speaking. You know what I'm talking about? So I believe that the communication bridges that we build from here on out must be built on the foundation or the pavement of love, of respect, of hope, of faith, of patience. You know what I mean? Because it's going to take time. Because once you start learning 13 times 13 and 14 times 14, it's going to take time. Like when we learned our time multiplication tables, it's going to take time. But it's still, until we adopt that as our new approach to things, we're going to continue to go back and resort back to this Black Lives Matter. When the whole foundation of it is human beings matter. Okay? Because what they're doing, the whole foundation of what they're doing is turning human beings into AI, artificial intelligence. It's not about artificial intelligence in its own right. It's about human beings becoming desensitized to compassion, to love, to hope. You understand? It's about that. It's about them connecting your brain up to Neuralink. That's what these alphabet letters are doing. Neuralink, deep mind. And Elon Musk, he put it. He's a backer for these companies. Deep mind, which basically is going to be a part of Neuralink, in which they have all of these daggone databases and all that stuff of our own stuff. That's why his Tesla autonomous car, the car that you drive itself, self-driving cars. That's why they have so much breakthroughs in the stuff that they're doing, is because they got all of this data and all of this information about us and about the road and all that stuff. Google is a part of it all, man. Google is not just a search engine. You know what I'm saying? Google, man, they are a part of all of this stuff that's going to be happening in the coming future. Because as I told you, Mickey prophesied to people and tell them what's coming down the pipe. Because Google is a firm that is going to be spearheading this 2030 or this Agenda 21, which is that expansion process for America. You know, we're in the process of depopulizing everything, getting people, getting rid of minorities and people who they deem basically we're we're non-perishables. Well, not non-perishable. We're perishables because they're killing us. They're killing us, and it's headed by the Gates Foundation. Yeah, Bill and Melinda Gates. They're spearheading all of this, man. They're spearheading all of this, and the elite are backing them 100%. You know what I'm saying? The mark of the beast is coming because we are of that Tower of Babel. So when Jesus said that, go get your husbands, go get your them senses, the five senses that we operate on: taste, touch, smell, hearing, and seeing, the vision. You know what I'm saying? Those are antennas. You know what I'm saying, for this system that we have. You know, all of the systems that we have in us. Look at the endocrine system, the nervous system. You know, we got all of these systems inside of us that operate on bringing change to our world. You know what I'm saying? But because we've been programmed through the radios, through the television, through the music, through all of these interactions and wrong relationships, instead of learning ourselves, man. It's all about knowing yourself. It's all about getting to know yourself so that your foundation can be tight. So when all of these different situations come, you'll be able to stand. You'll be able to stand on firm and solid ground. But most of us aren't willing to stand. We're not willing to stand. You understand? So, because we're not standing on nothing but this fake made up, which they consider the matrix. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is part 2. I'm going to do a part 3 in a little bit because I'm at 27 minutes. I didn't know I was that. Dang, this is going to go by quick. But this is a part of the communication solutions that Miki Blik has came up with for the defunding the police and all of these different ways that they've established now to while we're at odds against one another. Instead of being at odds, understand the odds and then bet the correct way. And that's on yourself. You know what I mean? And knowing yourself and taking a step back and surveying everything so that you can now travel down a different highway to create different views. Because when you go somewhere different that you've never been, you'll see that the landscape change. You're looking at different things, and that's what we need to do, look at different ways to travel. You know what I'm saying? Have communication, because like I said, at the Tower of Babel, the people were one. The people were one. And God saw that, so he said, look, the people are one. That which they attempt to do, that they can do it. Nothing will be held from them. See, because that's how we are now. They got a city of Chaz out there in Seattle. They done took over a 6-block radius. Come on, man. They're building a name for themselves. Black Lives Matter. They're building a name for themselves. Stretching. What did God say? Come, let us go down to confound their language or confuse their language, so they will not understand each other. Now they got young boys in there dying. 2 teens just got killed, and somebody else got shot up, and somebody got hurt. They fighting and all this. It's confusion, man. And we don't see it because we've been traveling down these same roads. But it's anarchy, man. It's from within. And if I was Trump, what? I'm telling y'all, man, God don't play. Especially in the Old Testament. God did not play. He was telling Moses, he said, man, tell your people, don't come up this side of the mountain. Don't come up to look at me. Because I will destroy. He said, I will come out on them. I will destroy them. God didn't play, man. He didn't play so much that when he was talking to Moses and the people heard him, the people was like, look, Moses, hold up, dog. Look, listen. You just go talk to him, man. We don't want to be around when you talking to God. That's how God. People don't know him. He do not play. Oh my goodness. But he's giving grace. He's giving grace to us. He's giving straight grace to us. And now We in a dispensation of grace, and we're about to come out of dispensation of grace into the tribulation, man. So get aboard and ride this train. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to lose, everything to gain. You got to get on this new communication, because it's all about communication. That's how we communicate. We got to go get on the train and ride. You know what I'm saying? And Mickey giving you something to ride on. You might be in a box cart right now, but we'll be in an Amtrak, something that's Amtrak. Go to MikiBlik.com, make a donation. We'll be on something that could, looking like we got some luxury seats. You know what I'm saying? But we fugitives coming out of this situation, because it's not a lot of us that want to know who we are. We just want to follow the masses. Broad is the road that leads to destruction. You know what I'm saying? This is a narrow road in which Mickey is following on, that's and trying to establish it from where we are now today to where we can get to as a people. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to go through the wilderness. It was a 3-day journey, remember? But it took 40 years. But look, this part 2 of communication bridges in America and defunding the police, and which is a bad idea. That's dumb. That's about the people who are one. We were of one language. We were on one accord. You got this dumb. She's dumb, man. And when I say dumb, that means you ought to know better. I'm not downing you or anything. When I say you stupid, that's downing you, because I don't believe nobody's stupid. There might be some stupid people, but I don't believe Mickey ain't gonna call us. I'm just call you dumb, because you ought to know better. But we got what's her name? AOC, the Democratic Ocasio-Cortez or whatever her name. She's dumb. She is dumb. The dumbest. She the dumb. I don't even see how she got reelected. She is dumb. That's how I know the world is messed up. This girl, wasn't she like a bartender? Man, come on, dog. She was serving drinks. Now she's serving Molotov cocktails. Yeah, she's serving Molotov cocktails. You know them joints that blow up? Remember the 2 people who threw a Molotov cocktail in a police car? I don't know if one of them got life. I think the girl got life or something, didn't she? Man, I'm telling you. She lucky she ain't die. I'm telling you, man. She lucky she ain't die. I'll tell you that. But AOC is the dumbest. She the dumbest. She just pretty. I think she pretty. She cute. She cute to me. She got a nice little smile and everything. With the red lipstick, she always wear red lipstick. I mean, I'd keep it 100. I think she cute, but she dumb. I wouldn't have a relationship with her. If I did, I would definitely give her some different views. But she don't sound like she about that mammon god. She about that dough. She about that green deal. Remember, she had the green deal. That's about that bread. I'm telling you. But people don't see it because they sleep. They drinking her drinks that she's serving. Cause she was a waitress. Wasn't she like a waitress or a bartender? I don't know. She like went to school for like a year and a half, 2 years or something. They pushed her through. I just think she's dumb. She's dumb. I don't know. That's probably some work. If you got a relationship with somebody like that, she don't. Anybody that's on money hard like that, because I used to be like that, and I was difficult with women. Oh man, I had more of a pimpish attitude. Like I was skewed, man. I'm telling you, man, God is good, man. I changed like a mug. I changed like a mug. But like I said, now I'm just this is part 2 of the Defunded Police series, which is communication bridges that we're building here in America. And it's Mickey, man. I love y'all, and I just want to continue to pray for those who are going through this quarantine. And I pray also, man, I pray for Andre Harrell's folks too, man. He died I think last month. And I ain't saying nothing about that, man. I pray for his family and pray for his situation and everything, man. And I'm sorry to hear that he's gone, but I pray for anybody who has lost their lives or lost their loved one through this whole COVID-19 and everything, man. And I pray, but I like I said, I just want to build some communication bridges and some different ways that we could basically follow, man, that will establish a new road that we can travel on, and it will give us true change, man. And it will allow us to see some of the wrongs that been going on, man. And we know they've been wrong, but we still been establishing these same avenues of communication that we've taken in, which is these CNNs and MSNBCs and all this. Who has an agenda? They all have agendas that they want to keep us where we are. You know what I'm saying? To basically be the ones to take the mark of the beast, be the ones to take Bill Gates's new vaccine, which is a part of destroying some more underprivileged people and minorities and stuff like that. So, but Mickey just want to come give you the truth and tell you that I love y'all, man, and I'm gonna always continue to just speak my mind and speak the truth about situations, man, that hopefully change will come and we can all follow a new standard of living to where we can all be more positive in how we look at one another through love, man, through the eyes of love, man. And this is Miki Blik, and I love y'all, man, and I'll see you again on part 3 of the communication bridges here in America and defunding the police. Bad idea, bad idea. And also, don't vote for Joe Biden. I'm telling you, I take the lesser of the two evils. You know what I'm talking about? Joe Biden is about that mark of the beast, y'all. And then he already is in, China got him in the pocket. So I'm telling you, don't vote for Joe Biden. But I love y'all. It's Mickey. In Jesus' name, amen.